Bro, I was correct. In this video, I say the thing that is actually widely known across science, full moon, prevents you from sleeping properly. You know, what the fuck? You sleep less at full moon. It's a phenomenon. And I knew it. You know, I just knew it. I knew it's a thing because I had to decode it first. And it's like, oh, it's a widely known fact. No, it's not a widely known fact. No one fucking told anyone. I literally just typed in full moon effect and I'm like, wait, what? Wait, that's the thing? I just figured out the thing and that's the thing? It's kind of crazy, to be honest, because for me to figure out a thing, that means it's scary. That means it's psychologically really deep thing that's going on. It's like demonic shit. Like, it's a genuine challenge to go to sleep properly during the full moon. We figured it out, basically. We figured that the mermaids can go to sleep. They fucking get hypnotized. To seek enemy, to seek powers. Just like, there's something bothering them, basically. It's fucking crazy. This video has nothing to do about that. I was planning to do something else entirely. This is promotional material. It happens, guys. The glitch in the universe happens when I logically put things together. Or, I just, you know, am spiritually connected. Who knows, right? Either one works for me. I mentioned the mermaids. The first Instagram post is Phoebe. So I guess I glitch her. So that's kind of cool. Yeah, it happens, guys. I wanted to do 2 episodes. I wanted to do nostalgia and something. Something gold. Something that's on the title right now. That we're talking about right now, but I forgot about it. Gold episode for what? There is an insight, basically. Don't sacrifice your self-esteem. So, this, what I just talked about, sleep. Sleep should never be sacrificed either. Sleep is the greatest source of self-esteem because you're just kind of like rebuilding yourself. You're living a fucking separate life entirely. The self-esteem life, almost. You know, you're kind of solving problems. Even if your dream is a nightmare, you're still rebuilding self-esteem because you're gonna wake up from it. If your dream is fucking heaven, you're meeting wonderful people, that's also gonna build your self-esteem because it's more real than you think. That sort of thing. So the thing of what happened here with the sleep thing and the moon is very interesting, right? I collected my own data. That's what happened, guys. I collected my own data, like some intuitive data, some of that. One thing over here, one thing over there, and like we move step forward. We collect clues, basically, of what to do next, and I'm just like get fucking hit by eureka moment finally when everything brews into that direction. And it's like, of course, moon is connected to the most important thing in human life, and life in general. That's the only thing that moon can be connected to. The sleep. And that's why it's so powerful. When you say, like, what's the full moon effect, you don't understand that this is what the moon is for. To have the effect on people like that. First of all, there is just the effect of life in general to go up and down. So the moon tells you when is the up and when is the down. The moon does not induce these sort of feelings. The moon tells you when it's happening. You know, because it's also induced the same way as you are. It's kind of, moon is affected by what's going on. It just conveys information very well to a lot of people, right? So every time there's full moon, apparently you have to be careful. we're gonna talk about it on another episode, because another episode is required. Travel to the moon. Even though we reached it, we're gonna go back though to the Earth and stuff. Harmony, boys, harmony. So the insight that makes this a gold episode, we need a word. We need to simplify this into a word. What is gold? We all know knowledge is gold. Being careful is gold. So I don't know what the word is, and probably I will not know what the word is until the end of the episode. You guys are privileged. But at the same time, I don't know how privileged you are, because, again, YouTube sometimes just pulls down my viewership into nothing. I basically get nothing. Like right now, Mr. Beast barely like scratched himself 100 views. Crazy, man. Because the news sell. And the news is like, oh my god, I don't know these things. Yay. It's the only thing that sells. Fucking crazy. Even YouTube CEO is not being respected. Just like news and popularity. That's all that matters. But these were anomalies, man, on my channel. Anomalies that just kind of shook everything. And everything just fell into pieces now. Like, there's nothing. I get nothing. Across two channels, I get nothing. But the other one technically is a self-esteem problem. This is also very much important to mention, because we're talking about internet work. How much internet work should you be doing? And how much you shouldn't, because you gotta protect yourself too. Some people might invest way too much and do way too much, not realizing that they're just burning themselves up for very tiny rewards. And this could be happening to me, to be honest. Like, maybe I'm focusing too much, but there's nothing else to do. Alright, so let me explain the insights first. The clock. From lower level to higher levels looks like that. And because of the apocalypse, we have to force people to understand the world is going to be different now. All the NPCs' lives are in danger of changing. Crazy. They don't know what's going on, but they have fucking technology that also tells them a clue that, like, technologically we are now equipped to do something. Every one of us is technologically equipped to do something. So we're going to be learning. All the NPCs are going to just contribute data to AI, and all the other corporations technically will want the data from us, and we will somehow, submit to their wishes to build something greater. There's not going to be just like corrupt corporations. There's going to be like genuine ones that we want to support. Just like build operating system, build applications, build websites. That sort of shit is going to be happening in the next season of humanity. And I'm going to be YouTube CEO as well. Too easy to rule over the fucking NPCs who just easily submit to anyone who's smart. I'm not gonna be a drag or a brag. I'll do my job, just like I did up to this point. But that aside, we have 3 and 3. For a long time, internet was that. For a long time, internet was just corporations. YouTube was just about money, not about views. It's just about money. How much money you can make from it is gonna motivate you to move forward. Now you probably would have enough time to just hang around YouTube. You will have that. Like, the economy has to be fixed, of course, but when the economy is fixed, we will have even more time than ever before to just sit on our asses, or even put a fucking VR headset to work remotely on anything ever. Anything ever, bro. And once we train again the robots to do it, they will do it themselves. It's just the weird thing right now. Because if we can do something remotely, like, robot gonna learn to. It just has to, you know, figure out its commands perfectly. Blah, 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 the complicated stuff. So, there's a difference between this period and this period. The 3-3 and 3-4. The capitalist haven, where everyone's consuming everything and sharing information about it, and the advertisers control the internet. The advertiser is going to be slightly kicked off the internet. We will not earn money the same way as we did before. Because everything is about money, but, like, money also changes. The way money works changes. Right now, we talk about money on, like, lower levels, but it's all gonna change too. Like, even the NFTs and crypto was chipping away of, like, our understanding of money, but was never fully realized and given to people to actually use in full context of you just, like, type in some credit card numbers and now you have Bitcoin. It's just not that fucking easy still. And it's not promoted that way either. And you still can't buy anything with that shit. Where's the problem? The problem is that we're hanging on to something. The problem is that someone is causing problems, and we're gonna figure it out during the next 3.5 years. Some fucking group of people is causing problems, and they think by causing problems they're solving things, but the only thing that's going on there is they're exposing themselves. Exposing themselves to our hatred, our collective understanding that these are insane people who have figured out how to play the game in the wrong time. The most wrong time ever. Either take power or just become corrupted, become exposed for wanting to do or allowing evil things. There's a lot of people just getting themselves in a lot of trouble, you know? This is the purge right now, and they're gonna get even more trouble when there's gonna be election year, when big people will rise to find where the evil is and kick it in the balls. That's gonna be fucking fascinating to look at. And this is gonna be the final transition. The election year is gonna be it. Right now the purge has risen, and we will actually start shrinking the purge. Like solving the major problems, but we're not gonna solve everything. It's still gonna be up in the air. Like, we're not gonna build Windows OS replacement that's needed because Microsoft is being a little bitch recently. We're not gonna build a replacement for Hearthstone and Minecraft, none of the gaming things, because we don't know what the future actually wants from people. Like, no one has the stability to build anything. I don't have stability to build anything. I can't build relationships. That's a pretty big deal. So this is a period, right? This is the change. I'll just call it things, but basically, you know, like, we need a lot of things. We need to basically rebuild the whole structure of what is going on. Like, you can't even do this in Windows. What is that? You can't even create a window and it pops some text. You can do text on a notepad and it's gonna be fucking ugly. Then you can do an Excel sheet and that's as close as you can get. It's still gonna look ugly and difficult to set up. And you gotta scale that fucking bitch. Just me, myself, built all of this, and I'm still better than Windows. And I am not done by any means, because I'll start building games. I'll start figuring out how to build games faster and faster. This is very unusual episode of Gold, because I'm working backwards. I know it's gold. I don't know the words. And definitely I don't know the full context of how deep the insight goes. And how am I supposed to learn it? I'm just circling around hoping that something's gonna hit me again. So yeah, for gaming, there are generated sprites. Yes, and even code can be generated, but we're not gonna dive into that shit. We can generate sprites though. And as long as we're good coders, it's very helpful. You know, one piece of the puzzle of making games is completely like automated now. And that's great. Like, I need sprite sheets, I need a lot of fucking sprites for a lot of different things, and now I can just like have a lot of emojis pop up and like, that's mine now. Thank you very much. And it's random. It has a little bit of some kind of stylish problem, but even that can be fixed over time. I'm not worried at all. And it's almost like I love diversity anyways. Pinball. Lovely. You can see my mouse glitching, no? You can see it's glitching. Makes no sense. And I can't just keep buying new mouse. I needed to change. The mouse wheel just doesn't work anymore. It refuses to work. I don't know what kind of mice people have, and if their mouse wheels work properly, but holy shit, mine is completely corrupted every step of the way. I mentioned this just because I need a redesign of all of this. I need a touch mouse, because the functionality of a mouse wheel can be replaced with just a tiny touch screen. Why bother with a mouse wheel that can fucking break when touchscreens never break and can actually have even more functionality on top? There's the, well, tapping and sliding around. And you can slide in 2 directions, by the way, if it's a touchpad. You can just put it on the mouse and like it should work. I've seen it, but I still can't believe that it's not popular. It's not popular right now. And these sort of like design choices and smoothness of using software, because for fuck's sake, that shit's scary. Like even websites break in so many ways. I have a volatile website, which is list all, and it breaks in so many ways so often that I'm just like confused. How is that even possible? How is it even possible to make such an unstable website? But shit like that exists, and even YouTube itself is unstable website. You don't know it because you haven't used it for long enough to understand how unstable it is. And that scares the shit out of me, because this is the main platform of the internet. We wanted to make it stable and easy to use. And right now, even the algorithm can make things unstable if it's misunderstood and doesn't actually even test your videos. Like, my videos are clearly not being tested properly. I have to get 100 views minimum for YouTube to gather enough data just about my video alone. Like, it gathered about this thing, but then there's no context about anything else, whether people care about it or not. I can't talk to people. There's none of that shit going on. So YouTube is just faking its own algorithm. It's all fake. There's no actual like testing going on. They have to just test if the creator is like a genuine creator. They're not spamming videos. Once it does that, you just like throw enough people in at the video. This is not happening. There's no way it's fucking happening. Or this is just so many better videos to watch. Absolutely. Holy crap. Which means that just by giving the choice to the people, they're also diluting their algorithm even more. They're just stabbing themselves by giving too many choices. to the other person. Because creators comes first, then comes the customers. Creators have to be happy. Then they will make better and better content. They will constantly be challenged to make better content. You just have to find creators that you trust, and it's not that fucking difficult to do, you know? It's like, who do you want to be promoted? YouTube has the power to do that, to say that to themselves. Who do I want to promote? Whatever they do, you know, they will get in trouble anyways, right? I'll get in trouble for talking about conspiracies too much. Who the fuck knows? Why should it matter? The more testing should be done. Just, I need to get something just naturally, not just randomly. This is random. This took me a good thumbnail, and it's still not the fucking answer. It's not a good thumbnail. You have to actually show high quality shit at the start of the video so people fucking sit down and watch it. But then you also need enough people to actually watch it so YouTube cares about it. Like, if you look into this metric, average watch time, the most powerful metric of all time, I had it up to like 16 minutes, bro. I had it at 8 minutes at some point. This is at 4 minutes. This cannot be at 4 minutes. This is not an average. This is insanely OP watch time. It's supposed to be at 2 minutes. And I'm not even a well-known person. I'm supposed to be rejected most of the time because, like, oh, I cannot trust this guy, tell me anything. This metric pisses me off. The moment it's above 2 minutes, YouTube is ripping the shit out of my system, bro. So, there's corruption going on. It's 100% corruption. You can't just hide it. You can't just be, you know, like with IQ people try to hide it. It's corrupt. It's 100% nonsense. What's going on? My videos are not being tested, even though people are actually watching them for a long time, like a podcast, like a chill moment for their lives to learn something. I mean, like, for fuck's sake, can we fix this, please? I'm okay if my gaming channel doesn't get views, but it actually gets more views. So make things even more complicated. You know, I want to split myself into half. Instead of just treat my gaming channel as like a fucking little nonsense thing I do in the background just for fun. But I can't have fun here. So you can see, like, the internet is broken and causes problems. The internet is capitalism. The internet is a lot of work. That's what it is. The internet is a lot of work. This is the best way to describe it, because what we're trying to get to is that, you know, capitalism rules. The way capitalism works right now, including like the Mr. Beast era, basically, of encompassing this sort of world of capitalism, for sure. The way it works, we're doing things nobody understands how to do. I think that's the best description. Nobody wants to do those things. The head of the company doesn't want to do things that you're doing. But in terms of YouTube, in terms of just operating on the internet, no one knows how to do your thing. Your interest makes things very complicated. And if you find more and more meaningful interests, no one knows how to do your thing for sure. No one. And you should be proud of anything that you feel like you have to do, like you have to collect something. I'm collecting music into playlists. I feel that's a pretty big deal. No one can tell you how to do that thing. No one can even tell you how popular it's supposed to be. But maybe it's just gonna work out for you, you know? Maybe you're gonna impress just the right people, just enough people to get that shit compensated for yourself. That's what it is, right? Compensation not guaranteed. Is not guaranteed. Compensation for your work. So what you actually have to do is calculate how much work. So yeah, the overworking is not gold, obviously. Hard work is gold, and I think I have done an episode like that. Confidence, courage is gold. Those are pretty obvious. Social media blackout is gold and inevitable. And you know what? It blacked out. The video got 3 views. People didn't recognize that it was Taylor Swift in there. How sad. Somehow, well, what gold episodes did I do in the price of gold? Nah, this one rose significantly. Hatred is gold. Poison in small doses. Suffering is gold. This one is the closest, I guess. Expressing negativity. Win-win. Maintaining your profile is gold. Laziness is gold. And laziness would be the closest one. Because you're not supposed to commit too hard into whatever's going on. You have to be passionate, be genuine, like be honest. If you want to contribute, you have to be extremely honest on what you're doing. Because you can play the narcissist game and not be honest. Just pretend that you're the best at everything. And just flex the things that you have. Having things on the internet and showing those things to other people, it impresses them very much. Do you believe in what I just said? How about now? How about, do you want to click? Do you want to click on one of these videos? This guy has Cybertruck, can test it in various ways. You want to click that shit. You want to know what's going to happen to Cybertruck. What's going to happen to this little toy thing. You know? This is what's going on. This is how people understand internet. Someone has something, and I want to see what they have. Like, I have a deck idea for Hearthstone. No one's going to watch my fucking gameplay. They just want to leech my decks, basically. I have a deck idea. I showcase the deck, and people just move on. Barely making a bond with me. And I have to, like, trick them into caring about me every single time. But I have to trick them through honest material. Stitching together honest things that I truly believe in, because if I'm tricking them with unhonest shit, then that's not me. I just made up a character that attracted people, and people are going to be upset when I peel that off. So the only thing that's going to be left is that I was able to make that character. There's examples of that too. I just can't remember quite. You know, the Belle Delphine comes to my mind because she played the character of a single woman, but like every woman plays a character that they're single all the time, as much as possible. They lean on that shit because it's success right there. And sometimes it just makes it into reality. That, oh, I don't hang out with any strangers. I don't have stranger photos on my profile. But sometimes they're just gonna say, oh, I actually have a boyfriend. You know, it comes out of nowhere. But when it comes to, like, fake personalities, I mean, Mr. Beast faked his personality if he says that he never faked his fucking videos. And that he's the most charitable guy, even though it's not that big of a deal in the end to be charitable. Because only he has the opportunity to be charitable. Charitability is supposed to be a skill, it's supposed to be a job. You know? And just because Mr. Beast had an opportunity doesn't mean that he's the best at being charitable. He's just sort of, he's not even establishing anything. He's just trying to make it entertaining for people, which is still genuine stuff. Did his viewership drop? I don't think so. And yes, it's the biggest video as well. And see, like, Mr. Beast is the best example of, oh my god, I have something. I have lots of money. I have lots of friends. We can stitch crazy scenarios together. I have lots of YouTubers. I have 50 YouTubers to fight for $1 million. Like, I have just giant things. That is narcissism that attracts people a lot more than just like contribution to the internet, like achievements. Like, the things that I'm doing is just like genuinely insane. Like, it's very difficult to find a person like myself. I would like there to be so. Like, you can impress people with game making, you can impress me with game making, because I'm not leaning towards that too much. I need games to be meaningful and useful, so I can't quite impress people with that. But I actually did that, and I surprised myself. The space shooter got 1,000 downloads. This thing has been thrown around in some kind of forums or something. It's given for like, how did that happen? Space shooter? This became popular 11 years ago. You can never expect what's going to happen on the internet. So the best thing you can do, well, is strip away expectations and just do things you really like to do. There's nothing else you just have to do things you really like to do. That's the best thing you can do. Now, you will start picking up on like how you can trick your audience to like the first minute of the video. And it's not that big of a manipulation, because this is just something you potentially have to do to defend yourself against the video dying. This is a genuine thing. You do trick people, just clickbait to the max, and the first minute of the video is just like ass. But even that is being like worked around by YouTube, stating that if people don't return to watch your videos again, what's the point, right? You're not fulfilling that metric. You can trick people to even watch your video, but if they don't want to watch your videos anymore, they don't return, then that's bad. But then it's just a whole nother fucking hoop to jump over that I don't even know how to fucking do. How do I create a relationship with the viewer? See, like, these sort of things, they're just gonna dislike me, or they're just gonna like acknowledge that, yeah, okay, you cared about Descendants once, but this has nothing to do with Disney stuff, and they're just gonna move on and kind of leave my channel hanging as if I'm doing something wrong. Like, that's so annoying. Like, making overly specific YouTube channels, that is such a fucking ass, bro. To the point where, like, you have to submit to the audience so the audience knows exactly what you're doing. If you're Rosanna Pansino, you have to fucking bake cakes. And no tea spilling. Nah, illegal. Illegal, Rosanna. Whatever you're doing, that's illegal. That's an even bigger fucking problem. You know, Rosanna is hitting on Mr. Beast in a bad way, you know. But forgot the algorithm. While there's drama, while there's tea to spill, she is being boosted by the algorithm. But she doesn't understand that other creators can't just come out and just can't do it, can't just talk about it. They're not going to get very far by doing this. They're risking. Anytime someone diverges their viewers' expectations and all that shit. I mean, it's a cool event for drama's sake. It's not a cool event for keeping up with the algorithm that asks you to pump the same thing over and over again, where the format is established and all that shit. It's not that big of a deal, so I guess I don't care. I guess I don't care, but like, there is something to it. Alright, this is a much bigger problem. That you have to like fall in line of whatever you're doing, whatever the audience you're harvesting, that's gonna be your audience. And not only that, you also have to make your audience happy if you want to keep them. The way you collect points on YouTube is just the most exhausting thing. And this is why, again, I'm going through these insights that I got, all these bad emotions, to find what the gold is. How do I not lose sanity when all of this shit is going down, right? First clue of how not to lose sanity is because these videos gonna stop being popular and stop harvesting views, meaning that YouTube will have to promote something else that I've made in recent times. Just YouTube never quite found it. So YouTube has tested my videos to some extent while testing these videos much more thoroughly because it got picked up. You know, something gets picked up and it's being tested while everything else gets shadowed. So this is how you have to look at it. You have to look at it from positive, yeah. Look at everything positive way, and let's cast a shadow on all these weird things that we don't like. Especially when positive things matter a lot more, like the thing that I just did, the promotional material of I know how the moon works, is insanely useful for humanity. It's not useful for me to just sit there and be upset about things. It is good to focus on the good things and they will give you the answers. This is why I focus on these things, and I'm like, I still know there's a little bit of views going on here, circulating here, so I'm not completely dead in terms of viewership. Something is still brewing. They will potentially cut the cord and I'll be able to breathe again across other videos. Everything else that I've been doing was not successful enough. But the little amount of views, every bit of views matter and can indicate of like which video is going to explode next and what I can lean on to hope that it will explode. Funny enough, like I've seen it happen. I have been uploading Sniper Wolf drama videos, and the moment I upload the follow-up of a drama video, the one that has been harvesting views kind of dies for a moment. So you get certain amount of attention across your entire channel, basically. Certain level of attention. And potentially it's a subscriber level of attention. That's what I see. Like this number never really goes too much higher than my subscriber count. Unless something's going viral in general. Right? And even then it doesn't quite do that. Interesting stuff. Not something to be truly upset about. I just keep moving forward again. You gotta tell yourself to do things you like, then there's nothing to worry about, right? Except that one thing, the specialization of content. This is why I had to make multiple channels. Had to be made. See, we're talking about how to be a creator to some extent, but also how to behave on the internet. It's a video for you as well. Even as a consumer, even if you're just consuming content, you need to know how much time to spend so you don't feel bad about yourself. Every now and then you have some time to scroll TikTok, time to watch YouTube, someone uploaded something, you want to respect that shit and learn from it, hopefully, something. Also, I'm reaching for 120k. Is something gonna happen again? It's a big milestone, guys. First thing, everyone is moving in their own pace. Alright, so you don't have to be ahead of everyone, because that doesn't fucking matter. People get picked up, you know, to be sped up. And maybe I get these fucking weird nitro boosts where I'm like tenfolding every now and then, like I'm solving the world's biggest dramas ever. You know, I'm just leveling up in drama solution right now because I understand that this is where you get views, this is where you get recognition, and maybe at some point people will recognize, holy shit, this guy is solving drama in the most slick, the most accurate way imaginable, and understands how to handle the audience. So audience keeps watching video after video after video. I just keep fucking grinding that shit. Because if I can pump, these videos were created back to back. They were created back to back, bro. They were immediately exploding, bro. And like the 2 days later, 3 days later, it just started exploding out of control, bro. The most popular videos. And this is me smelling out the fish to fry as well. Someone's gonna lose reputation while I do this. And people actually want to see that happen. People want to actually say goodbye to all these creators who they don't understand if they like. They don't understand if they like the creator. They just want to see all their flaws and say goodbye to them. And they will say goodbye with their apology video or lack thereof, you know. There is drama to be taken advantage of. Drama can be taken advantage of if it's not your content. Your content must not be drama. You're not supposed to lean too heavily. You should just be equipped to participate in certain events, you know? Certain events that a lot of people care, just like chess boxing comes out of nowhere. Do you want to participate? This sort of level of mental preparation you need to have to be able to accept a challenge that's like, oh, I'm very good at chess, but maybe I can also lean into boxing just enough to like perform for everyone else. This can happen to you, and a lot of YouTubers like are actually capable of withstanding drama like this. But if you want to be just like them, you have to also just jump in, say your thoughts, seek out drama on your own as well, of whatever you care about. Just conjure up an event. I'm doing all of these things. This is very important for me. In fact, right now, the signs are there that this video is going to explode. This video is above everyone else, everything else. It's showing good numbers. Number 5, boys. This video also showing very good numbers. So, you know, like, we're just waiting. It's also a waiting game. Because a lot of the times, like, I can actually reach the mono, like, why the fuck nobody cares, but people a little bit care, but nobody cares. There's always the gap videos as well that will never get picked up. It's sad. You have to move on. Like, even this, like, hightail drama hits 1.7k, and all of a sudden it gives me nothing. Which is fucking weird, bro. And then it gives me something again. Because they have seen the image and all that. They're just familiar enough to click, but not interested enough to watch. And then there's the Mr. Beast approach of testing different things. What works better? So one thing is for sure, though. As a consumer, as a level 1 person that's just genuinely good person but doesn't have a business, doesn't want to build an empire for himself, just want to have a family, just want to be a generally decent person, right? A level 1 person is going to be a consumer watching a bunch of videos, consuming YouTube, giving views and profits to creators, basically. That's going to be your thing. Level 1 people are. That's just your thing. I'm pretty genuinely confident to say that because that's 90% of the people. So who and how you should support with your viewership? What you should care about across the internet? What's that thing? Obviously, it's just the thing that makes you happy. That doesn't feel like a waste of time. You know, you have to be always aware of how you feel. So the best thing to do, you know, is the diary. Diary every single day. This is why I made an influence tracker. This whole thing can technically turn into a diary easily. Now I cannot turn off my computer, unfortunately, because none of this gets saved. You have to actually master the box in order to save things. But I probably will have to fix that whole thing. Just create a save button or something for a particular screen that you have. But saving and loading is not easy. Fuck in hell. Why is that? I don't know, man. But then you can still customize it the way it works. I guess that's useful. But it's a lot of work. Yeah, I just made a program that's supposed to help over 3 years. Even in the election year, people are going to recognize that this is what they want to have on the computer because it's helpful. Most importantly, this is not online. This is just an application you have for yourself. Everything is done offline to kind of make you feel safe almost. And this doesn't do anything to your computer. Doesn't spy on you. None of that shit matters to me. It's just a kind of game application level software. If you don't have it, you have Discord. You can still post things on Discord and make a diary list. But you have to somewhat keep track of like what makes you happy, obviously. What harvests reputation for doing the right thing. There's a lot of like green people who like to be vegan, who like to talk about global warming and cry about it. They also go against porn. Those are green people too, because they pretend that, well, half of the internet is not just porn for some reason. You know, that's most women don't just go into that industry and lean towards that industry instead. So that's why women are enjoyable to look at. They're capable of doing that thing. Overall, you know, handling snakes, snake charming. Green people just refuse to understand things on purpose. They're the outrage community. That you have to educate so they stop being outraged about like just simple things that we have. So that's, I guess, the second lock maybe? Alright. So that is the second lock. I think it doesn't work, right? Yeah, okay. So, don't trust the green people. Saying that no fap is better for you and all that shit. You can only trust your emotions and happiness and all that crap. And technically you can trust me because I'm gonna tell you the thing. And then I'm gonna research for you if you have any questions. I'll tell you what's gold and what's bullshit. Alright, you just have to tap into that playlist and look around. Think about it. Just look at the descriptions. If you wanna, you click and watch and understand the deeper meanings. Knowledge is gold in greatness. Speed is gold. Because you might see of like, oh, what skills you have to actually improve, or what you have to change your mind about. Now, you still can't look at me and be like, oh, this guy has things, but I did build something. I'm still ahead of everyone else. People just refuse to believe that. You know, you just refuse. They're still just gonna wait on me, basically. I'm okay with that. And you know, the drama can spark uh, discovery. So I sparked a little bit of a sense of discovery for people when I looked into Mind Test. I was able to leech some of the viewers to get the next thing, to watch the next thing. They were not interested no more, but that's fine. You have to use these fucking whenever you can. Whenever there's a drama, you can use someone's logo and someone's reputation and leech that reputation. And you have to take those opportunities. There's no other way, bro. On YouTube, there's no other way. So there's some things you have to do. Some things you have to shamelessly do. You have to tell yourself, you have to shamelessly do, and you have to watch that porn. If you're just a consumer, you have to get to know two women. You have to post the shitty, weird comments everywhere. Just spread your seed all over the internet. Some things you have to shamelessly do, and ask yourself to be more vocal, to be more, expressive. But also be just more kind. This way you're more kind. If you're more vocal on the internet, if you focus on the gold things that I've mentioned, well, you build your profile, right? If you're fearless with that, you might discover things. That's the most important thing. You might discover a dream that you have that is unlocked, waiting for you, but you never actually tried it. And it's shame. So you should not feel that shame. If you do things the right way and not burn yourself out, and you trust the internet to actually give you good shit, it will work out. It's just right now, it's confusion of like, should you lean towards the internet? How much? There's confusion to the point of like, it's breaking the world itself. We're so confused. We're so disconnected from each other in terms of feelings. Everything is just kind of burning down. We don't know what to do. We're panicking. We're like sharing information on the internet, but like it's not working. TikTok's not working. It's not making us more productive. But TikTok is a new thing. It's not established. We don't know how to use it yet. We don't know what to expect from it. We haven't established our full understanding of a new platform. So it's still not working. It's still malfunctioning when we try to say, when we try to convey useful information for people. You might get blocked. You might get censored. Who knows? We haven't figured everything out yet. What is the most effective thing to do? Every one of us just trying random things. And sometimes you have to censor yourself if you feel insecure of what thing you did. You just apologize. You have to learn all these things, you have to learn apologies too, so you can move on faster, so nothing holds you hostage, and you definitely don't dig a hole into like some random Discord servers where drama constantly happens, where you feel unsafe. We spend time either getting things. As extroverts, we get things, or we are generating our own artistic expressions. All of that should be shamelessly shared and enjoyed from different angles. And there's so many things I haven't tried yet, Things might not go your way, so you have to appreciate every single fucking penny you get from these weird sources. You have to be careful with the money, with the amount of time you spend on things. The biggest time sink is not social media most of the time, it's like gaming. I don't know what the women equivalent of gaming is, going outside or something. Touching too much grass is the equivalent, because that's the meme, but like, what is it exactly? Doing makeup, I feel like. Doing makeup and dressing up, I think, is the equivalent of gaming for women. And these sort of activities, they take too much fucking time. You have to cut them as much as possible. I've been able to cut gaming quite a bit, and I have been able to make games myself, and I'm realizing, shit, I can still make so many cool games right now. I just need the right idea to hit me, and I can start working on it. Slowly and surely, I will get there. I just have to enjoy the fact that I even have it in the first place. I have the idea. I'm ready, you know? So one third thing you need to master the control over yourself is to have a plan of things to do, of things you want to do. It might be a lot of things that you want to do. It might be like an endless plan of a watch list of all the movies, but it's still gonna end. It's still gonna dry up. You're still gonna be confused of like, what do I do in this particular moment? And you also have to be invested a little bit more than usual, especially if you like something and you don't want it to end. You know, you can always do a commentary video, but if you're not a content creator, you have to come up with something, right? People come up with just like making an artistic expression of like drawing Shrek or making memes, that sort of stuff. It sometimes works. I'm not sure exactly what works, but people tend to want to extend their experience a little bit more, to appreciate it more. But most importantly, you have to be ready to use your time efficiently. If you want to be happy, the best way to achieve happiness is to know that you're doing the right thing, you're using the resources that you have efficiently, and you're not wasting anything, that you're keeping up with everyone else, and you might be ahead of the average, you know, like trying to be ahead of the average is just the natural thing you're supposed to be doing. You're not going to be happy sitting on your ass and becoming fat all of a sudden. Internet is not supposed to make you fat. It's supposed to do the opposite. It's supposed to get you so excited that you forget to eat food. You know, and when you remember of like, oh, I can do that now. I can enjoy food too. This is what's supposed to happen. Enjoy not eating food and being fat. Not being fat, technically. The not goes for both statements. I should have done it that way though. You have to be that invested to where food is secondary to whatever you're doing. That's a very good way to actually prioritize things. Food has to be secondary. Alright? That's a good way to knock out food. Alright? Sleep has to be the most important thing of all. And you're gonna sleep better if you just like waste all your energy and you plug yourself out. So, food is secondary. Sleep is the most important. So secondary does not mean second on the list. There's a high priority, and the highest priority of them all on every single list is supposed to be sleep. Whenever you feel like you're sleepy, that's it. That time out. Time out. This is the most generic way you can pick up and prioritize things, right? The moment you're losing sleep over something, that is hurting you basically in the most torturous way. The most evil ways is to lose sleep over something. If you are so invested into drama, you can't sleep because you have to answer all these people that are bothering you and sending you death threats, and you can't sleep over that either. Like, you have invested yourself way too heavily. Okay? You're losing sleep. This is not supposed to be happening. So this is a very good way to actually prioritize things. We found it. We have dug gold and we have purified it, my friends. So what do we name the word? What's the word, guys? It's on the thumbnail. I just had to put in some more work, I guess, to figure it out. But we're not going to do it in this video. See you guys next time.